The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD BLACK NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with ACT Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I'm your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Foxy, as we are here for the first game of Day 5 of Division 1 in the first season of this beautiful league. That's right, the final week has begun.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD BLACK NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD Black Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with ACT Fibernet and AFK Gaming. Had to do that one again because we had a weird issue that I don't know what happened. Discord crashed or bugged out or whatever. At this point, I have my hands raised. But we are back live once again, and I know all of you could probably hear me on the stream right there. We were just trying to sort things out in between ourselves on the stream for all of our viewers to enjoy once again, as, just like I was saying, the first game is going to be live between Extremis Esports and Demas Force, coming in hot in the first match of the final week of Season 1. That is right, Season 1 is about to come to an end, and what a month it has been. It's not quite done though, because we've still got 6 days of solid siege action coming in to all of our viewers at their homes. And we'll be starting it off with Demas Force taking on Extremis Esports. And mind you, this is a post-SA Nationals closed qualifiers Demas Force who are qualified for the November major. So they will be looking to make an even bigger impact now that they have taken a big step towards becoming the best of the best in the region. Extremis Esports are definitely the underdogs of the day, ladies and gentlemen, and they'll be fighting the defense of Demas Force on the map of Oregon. But before we get to the game, the best question and the most important one of the night, Foxy, how you feeling?
Feeling amazing, Blackjack. What I'm really interested to find out today is will we get to see Extremis Esports beat down Demas Force? We know Demas Force is such a huge team in terms of how they like to frag out. It's going to be definitely a very interesting matchup, and I cannot wait.
Absolutely right there. It is going to be a very interesting match, especially from Extremis Esports' side, because like we said, we've seen plenty of Demas Force in the past few weeks right now, but not a whole lot of Extremis Esports. They unfortunately could not get to the higher stages of the qualifiers, but it is what it is, and hopefully they can get better and attempt again the next time, which is admittedly a long ways away. But enough about that, ladies and gentlemen. Demas Force will be taking on Extremis Esports right here, right now on the map of Oregon, and we are here in the ban phase of the map live on your screens as Demas Force will have the first ban of the map. It is Oregon, so we might see a Thatcher ban, we might see a Maverick ban, who knows? I'm just casting my speculative choices out there, as Montaigne has been taken care of immediately. All right, no surprises right there. Montaigne, pretty terrifying operator to go up against, and even with the guard break changes, he is still a pretty solid operator to play around and very hard to play against. Extremis Esports on the other side will have their second ban, and they will take out the Thatcher as another standard ban, another day, another Thatcher ban as well. No target bans of Blitz, wink wink right there, from Extremis Esports, as they will be the first ones to ban a defender on the map of Oregon, and they will take Mira of the board. Once again, very standard, nothing too surprising or special coming in from either side. Maybe Demas Force could switch things up, who knows? They might ban a Maestro, they might ban Womai, or they might just go, I don't know, maybe, I'm not entirely sure. Maestro, Womai are the bans you see the most here, but Clash will be the one banned instead, as understandable. Looks like Demas Force does in fact want to keep Womai, and Clash doesn't usually see a whole lot of play to begin with, so a ban taken care of. Thatcher, Montaigne, Mira, and Clash are your bans here in Oregon, as round one will commence shortly. But before we get to that, let's have a look at both of the rosters in the lobby for our teams today. From the side of Extremis, we've got Z Panda, Vortex, Gypsy, Round, and Psycho. And from the side of Demas Force, we've got Notorious, Sniper One Candy, Cobra, Tsukushima Goat, and Levi. Second floor kids' dorms and dorms main hall will be the site of choice as round one is underway.
Round one will be underway, and we've got ourselves a nice match, at least in terms of how I see this. I see these teams going back and forth. So we do have so much evidence in terms of how Extremis loves to play on a map like Cafe. That's a linear map, you know, when you think about it. We have Oregon having so many more similarities, you know, as the way Cafe happens to be. Obviously not as softly destructible as Cafe is. Oregon has a little more emphasis in terms of how you happen to break down the entirety of the map. You know, you've got so many places where you have to establish choke points and strongholds. More importantly, you need to make sure that you have more map control, especially in these two. So going ahead into this match, coming back to what I was trying to say to you guys, is the fact that Demon's Force, more than Demon's Force, it's Extremis Esports who's looking a little more composed, you know, just from the history I have from them. But hey, Demon's Force's history is nowhere less. You know, this team has been at it in Division 1, and Extremis is actually new to these waters. The players have tasted Division 1, the heat of Division 1, that is, just a little bit. But hey, they haven't been in this division for this long that we're getting to see so much from them, and they've been here, not disappointing anybody from, at least from the plays that they've been exhibiting. That out of the way, we will be up and running with the Z Panda already trying to establish control. He's going to meet the Jaeger any moment now. That's going to be Tsukushima, but he does get spotted on the hatch, and that's why he's just going to move back. And look at this, exactly like what I talked about, establishing strongholds. It's going to be on Armory, the amount of emphasis. You've got the reinforcement placed there, you've got an ADS, and you've got a dead body inside that as well. That's going to be Tsukushima Goat. He's going to get taken down, and that'll be the opening frag from Z Panda. As we go ahead slowly but steadily in the favor of Extremis Esports, at least in terms of the man count. Notorious still holding down this angle. He's got the AUG, and more importantly, he's awfully close to that, and he's got no support. We'll be seeing the standard stuff happening from the side of the attack. The attic push is coming in. Meanwhile, they'll be making sure the breach comes in as well, right in time. It's going to be Vortex who wants to push up, get the ADS, and just melee that little table that he can use to just, you know, stand up and go now. Right now, we'll be seeing Gypsy and Ron. That's the this push. You've got the stuns, you've got the nades, and so much. Sniper One Candy's got to fall back, and he does fall back, but not right in time. Oh boy, he's going to lose his life if he stays here. A C4 goes out. That's a double claim. No, that won't be. Gets shot mid-air. That was so lucky for the side of Extremis Esports, as they'll get the second frag as well. A really good attempt from the C4, but just not enough to claim it. You do see Levi slowly creeping up on the attackers here. He almost misses the backpack of the Nomad. Trying to find it. No, it's a little too late. The man has got to go for the full rotate, and now Notorious alone on side. Psycho's already going for the plant. This is turning out to be a nightmare for Demon's Force, as another body is going to get dropped, and that'll be Gypsy, not Notorious, but finally Notorious does go down. Now it's all on Levi. Making the flank happen on the side of Armory. Making this push slowly. He's got a 1 versus 4 man. Make that a 1 versus 3. Plant is down though. Now that's the first plant, and make that a 1 versus 2. A double kill comes in from Levi. The Legion pops off, and he gets 3 frags right out the bat. It's all on around and Psycho. Psycho's position's given away. She's in a really tough spot. It's going to be a fairly easy kill for the man. Does he get the 4th? No, he won't. And a great attempt for the 1v4 clutch. But it is nothing that Extremis Esports cannot fight back. And that'll be the first round put on board, with Round getting the finishing kill onto the Legion. A good attempt from Levi, but just not enough. We'll be taking a quick look at that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay. Look at that quick succession of kills, and very cleanly done as well. Taking a sweet time to reload and then going around to the breach and getting that kill on the Hibana. Just could not convert his kills. Maybe it was the heat of the moment that got to him. But hey, good attempt indeed from the side of Demons, but just not enough.
Round 1 goes the way of Extremis Esports. However, that post-plant hold from XT wasn't exactly the best right there, especially against the Legion. He was making a full rotate, trying to get back into sight, but it wasn't just... He didn't quite get that last kill. Round was able to finish him off just in time, too, because had he finished off the last attacker, that would have been a 1v4 post-plant clutch for Demon's Force to start off on. That is a very strong footing to start on for any defending team, even if they have trouble in the early round. Extremis Esports, they're going to have to watch that late round for themselves, especially if it comes to another post-plant where they have to hold against a retake. Demon's Force will be very keenly watching for those mistakes, and they will definitely have noted down the fact that Extremis had that much trouble in the very first post-plant retake that Demon's Force had to pull. Admittedly, it was just one defender, sure, But even then, Extremis Esports can't afford to sit back on their laurels and wait for that defender to make a mistake. They have to be on their guard all the time. This is Demon's Force we're talking about. Speaking of whom, Notorious, interesting little hole from him. Shield facing blue bunker door, the entryway into the barrel's little buffer room right there. With a couple of my magnets, but Z-Panda is going to find Levi first. That's Capcan down, and looks like it's an all-man rush on the main laundry side. There's no rotate open, for Vortex has been down. Psycho's going to get the plant off in the meanwhile, as a couple of bodies are going to drop as well. It's a 2v3. All of a sudden, Tsukushima gets a double. Doesn't know where Z-Panda is. No, he doesn't. He'll get taken off the board, as it's all down to Cobra and Notorious. They need to find Z-Panda, as one more move will fall, and it's all down to Notorious. He needs to get this kill. Will he be able to, is the real question here. Z-Panda rotates close to that entry that was made right towards the end there, as Demon's Force were caught by surprise. It's all down to this 1v1 that Notorious needs to clutch out. He knows where the Ash is, but is Z-Panda aware of his positioning? He is not, and he will go down. Notorious will take the last kill and get the counter defuse off with plenty of time remaining, as a very quick finish to round 2 comes off from both teams. Exterminate Esports, Extremis Esports, excuse me, trying to get into sight and get the plant off. They did it. The body trade was there, but again, their post-plant hold wasn't to be. Z-Panda tried his hardest, as we'll see in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, but right towards the end, not really sure why he was looking towards the rotate when the Wamai came off from the hallway behind him. And the post-plant clutch was secured by Notorious. Second floor dorms will be returning to that side from the defense of Demon's Force, as a 1-1 is the early game scoreline. A quick round 2. That a quick round 2 indeed.
That was a very quick round, honestly, but I want to know, was Z-Panda not having the audio to the game? Because the Wamai, the entirety of the hallway, he kept pre-firing it. There's no way his position's not being given away. And it was just sad to see Z-Panda overcommitting to that one rotate angle, despite hearing the Wamai awfully close to him in the hallway. That was a misplay, honestly. That was Z-Panda's round to win. But hey, maybe I just expected a whole lot more from him. Maybe that was just that of the Wamai. That was a good clutch from him indeed. That was a very necessary clutch as well, coming in from the side of Demon's Force. That would have put Extremis on a very good advantage. But here's the thing. I think Extremis have come a little more prepared than we expected them to. Because that's the way I happen to see this. There's a huge emphasis in terms of how Extremis is able to push up stuff and how they are able to, pinpoint every single person on the side of Demon's Force. I think it's because of the fact that Demon's Force are not trying anything new. And Extremis Esports, they've come prepared. They know exactly where to counter them. And you look at every single round so far, we see the opening frag always come out from the side of Extremis Esports. That means they've done their homework. They're able to isolate the defenders one by one and take them out. It's good to watch that. But what good is the push if you don't have a post-plan strategy? So twice, almost coming close to the loss of a round. That is, Demon's Force is making sure that they outfrag everybody after the plant has gone down. I think that's been their game plan so far. Hey, guess what? Extremis is able to plant early, so let's just let them do that, and we'll play on retake. But I'm pretty sure that's not what they are thinking, because from the looks of it, it's just been Extremis very swift with their attack, and they've been able to sweep off the defenders very quickly, and that's something we love to see. But hey, they really need to bring out their post-plan strategies once again and rediscuss on their positions. You don't want to have yourselves that overconfidence. All right, the plant is down. I'll just peek it. Yeah, I've still got 4 people alive, right? Now that is where I think that is where we've gotten the maximum clutch clips, right? Is that every time the team thinks that the opponents outperform them, and that's just the game, people. You've got to make sure everything that you're doing here come prepared. And speaking of which, this team, it's a Division 1 after. So yeah, we'll be expecting a whole lot more from them. Look at that, the utility dump already coming in, the stuns getting used and whatnot. Got the nade coming in as well, but that's Notorious who's still fight. He will do so, but here's round once again, the opening frag from the side of Extremis Esports, and that'll be the Jaeger to fall. Snap one Candy not alive anymore, but Tsukushima Goat, meanwhile, when that happened, he's gonna get himself a nice frag, and he gets himself a double. Oh boy, Tsukushima. That's from the attic. That's the attic push solely stopped by this one man alone. Great stuff from the man. He's trying to find anybody else, but there's nobody to be found, honestly. And this is exactly why your timing with the attic push has got to happen on par with the bedroom push. As all the defenders very invested on that one attic doorway. Nobody's going to challenge you, and that's exactly what is going to happen. Vortex walks into sight. He gets a frag. Does he get a second? Yes, he does. But there's a refrag from the side of the defense, and that's a cleanup instead. Not a refrag. What just happened? A quick succession of kills came along, and it was Demon's Force standing towards the end of that kill frenzy, and they'll be walking away with round 3 as well. As we proceed to round 4, and we'll be taking a quick look at the last round in the ACT Fibernet instant replay. And that is that. I think Extremis Esports are a little too ahead of themselves, missing out on the pacing of how a match is supposed to go down. You don't want your attic guys to push up early, right? Because you know that is exactly what has happened. I mean, not a huge trade-off, but the point of the attic push is to make the push on the side of the bedroom easier. It's the fact that you establish enough pressure that the breach goes down, the plant goes down, and etc. etc. Maybe just not... Extremis is just stumbling a little bit, honestly. As we'll be proceeding in round 4, 1 to 2 is going to be the scoreline, and a side is going to be kitchen and dining.
Timing is key, as Foxy said right there, on that second floor push. The tower push needs to come in around the same time as the bedroom push. But another thing that Extremis, tried to do right there was, bait out somebody who would shoot those Excaris pellets that were shot towards the tower wall from inside of Trophy and push in through the newly opened bedroom breach. While that was a fairly solid idea in its own right, what they didn't count on was Notorious holding on that white stairs angle, with there being an opening there in that region in the first place. They didn't seem to have the intel there, which is another thing that Extremis needs to work on, their intel, especially towards the late game. Sure, one could say that maybe they didn't have enough drones alive, and in that case, they need to work on the drone economy as well. The more you look into these sorts of situations, the more you can see Extremis is leaving a few too many small mistakes here and there that are starting to add up into one big late round failure. And while they are working on those for sure, in round 1, they tried, their late round didn't quite work out. In round 2, their post plant once again failed them. In round 3, it was their mid round where they tried to push in. The tower push was denied, and very well done by Tsukushima Goat. And then their bedroom push, they tried to sort of bait out the defenders. But again, a lack of intel towards the white stairs area costed them that particular hold. Tsukushima Goat in the meanwhile, Kai tricking the Selma breaches of the ace. Hello. The man's come out with everything today, but Notorious is going to go down from Vortex. That is the Zofia elsewhere, finding a kill onto one of the defenders. That's right there in bedroom. Dorms, that is. Sniper on Candy might be up next on the chopping block. He's searching for Vortex right now, whose drone will see him, and he might go for a big peek. Vortex, he has everything in his pocket still, and he could go for it, but Sniper on Candy knows that there's somebody else towards the kids' dorm side, as Tsukushima Goat will find Z Panda. A big drop comes in as the ash falls, and now Sniper on Candy. They're pushing him, they're trying to push him, but it's not working out again. The pressure isn't being applied, as the timing is a little off from the side of Extremis. Demon's Force having already gotten that first retaliation in. We'll get another one. That Psycho off the board. Will there be a third? No. Tsukushima will finally fall as a kill will be confirmed by Round. He's been instrumental for his team in this early game so far, but he needs to continue to do that as Extremists are trying to get in there. The Maverick trying to breach in won't work, as Cobra is here to find one, and he'll get refragged instantly by the Zofia pushing tower. The stage, that is, and he sees one behind him, takes Vortex, and oh, that's a drop as well. The refrag comes in, but the plant is happening in the meanwhile, and Round gets off it, and he will be the one to find Sniper One Candy. Oh, we'll see that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, ladies and gentlemen, as it came close again, but this time Extremis was ready for the body trade that Demon's Force was doing in the late round. Like I said, they've been looking into things and they've been looking to improve as the match goes on, and they've been able to do that this time, at least for round 4 on first floor. Meeting, we'll be heading back to Laundry Room, the site that they tried to rush the last time, and who knows, we might see a second one, or we might not.
So remember, it's on not seeing a rush, because that only works once against Demon's Force. You don't want to, take too much advantage of a team like that. Like we did see the Kai trick coming in, and then Tsukushima got, we did see Tsukushima got going for the Kai trick, and the moment he realized, all right, my utility's been done, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna head out there and pop heads. That's something that I love about Demon's Force, and I think that's something that has been the staple to how Demon's Force likes to play. And hey, it's just amazing. They almost fall back in the Jaeger. Notorious. Cobra would have lost his head, but hey, I'm happy that he did not. That out of the way. Coming back to round 5, we've got Laundry once again coming up, and a very standard setup, nothing new out of, at least nothing out of the blue. We do see the captain being emphasized, so that we can only understand how this round could go. Cobra wants to go for an ADS placement. Not sure if that's the most wisest placements of all. That could get taken out. I mean, take that out with a bullet. And see just a little bit of it between those drums. But anyways, the my charges, they've been spotted out, and the ADS as well. Look at that. Psycho on the drone works, making sure all of that is well accounted for, but a good strategy in terms of what Demon's Force is doing. They are trying to expel so much more utility from the side of Extremis Esports. As he does get flashed, though meanwhile round he's picking up a fight already elsewhere. Not sure whether he's lost so much HP, but maybe that's just from a Capcom trap. That out of the way, we've still got the Mumai, Notorious. He's going to be fighting the Ash. The Panda will go with this quick peek, but there's the ADS that's going to stop him. Gypsy takes a few shots, but I'm not sure what. That's going to be the electric charge of the Kaid. Still got the flank being watched and the hatch being open, but the side of the attack is having a hard time trying to push the bunkers, and Tsukushima got already starting off. The opening frag comes in from Demon's Force. Very low on HP, but he's got the first frag in, and that's going to be worth a very important kill indeed. And now that frag power that Extremis could count on has been eliminated out. Psychos, excuse me, still on the drones. I see Extremis Esports struggling with what Demon's Force is trying to do here. So much time wasted, and they haven't even made their way to central bunkers. This could be so huge for the side of Demon's Force. All the Mumai has to do is get a kill, that, and another, almost getting the another. The Panda gonna take the fall, and Notorious is just gonna fall back and reinforce this area. Back. We've got Round pushing up. He does get a frag, almost gets a frag, that is, as Legion somehow wins that gunfight, and Sniper on Candy is still on 30 HP. Interesting. You got Psycho. She's gonna be pushing up with the Ivana. Round still will be down all the way on the side of the back stairs, and the revive should come in. So we're back in a 3 versus 5, excuse me. But this looks like a situation that Demon's Force will be easily able to handle. Round on the hatch, we've got Psycho pushing up from the blue bunkers along with Gypsy, as the push has got to happen. 30 seconds left, and the crossfires are on point from the side of Demon's Force. There's no way anybody from the side of the attack walks away with something useful. There you go, the Maverick hole comes in, but Psycho gets a double kill out of nowhere. What was that? Levi and Cobra take the fall. It's a 3 versus 3 all of a sudden. Re-established back. Sniper one Candy watching that little bit. Then he's got, but Notorious is going to get that dragon. Gypsy gets one, Round gets another. It's a 1 versus 2 all of a sudden. The other diffuser drop from Notorious. Where's Gypsy? He's on full HP, but only 1 second left. The man has no time. Boy, oh boy, that was so close. Extremis almost had it, but it was the time that they had to beat, and they just could not. A good attempt from the side of Extremis Esports. It'll be Demon's Force who'll be walking away with this round, at least for now. And we'll be taking a quick look at that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay. What a turn of events. What a roller coaster that last 10 seconds of the match was. Just cannot believe we got to witness all of that stuff. And hey, yeah, still Demon's Force walking away with it. And a good drop indeed from Notorious. Kudos to him, honestly. As Gypsy, I'm not sure what he was trying to establish with the single hole Maverick trick. You know, not an entrance towards sight. He just was trying to get lines of sight with 10 seconds left. Not the best decision making, honestly.
I mean, on that note, Extremis Esports haven't exactly been making the best decisions in general. The early round, where they had wasted so much time just trying to get the Wamai out of Blue Bunker, just trying to push from the tower hatch, it wasn't exactly the best time management and utility management from them. They could have gotten him out quicker, but Notorious, the amount of time they allowed him to stick there for, and time is very important when it comes to Wamai, seeing as he gets more and more of his magnets as time goes on. He was just able to sit there, effectively speaking, and the Extremists really suffered for it. Sure, Gypsy came out with a surprise double kill that expedited their push very, very much, but it was time that ended up biting them right towards the end. It came back to haunt them, those early mistakes, and they couldn't get into sight, along with the fact that Notorious, once again, the man comes up and dropped the diffuser in the entryway to Laundry Supply. That was also a big mistake because there wasn't enough cover, and just like you said, Foxy, Maverick still trying to establish lines of sight with 10 seconds remaining. Not the best decision making once again. Though, to be fair, Demon's Force's decision making can be called into question ever so slightly, because we've seen them make some rather irresponsible peaks here and there in advantageous situations which have cost them bodies. They've done it time and time again, and it doesn't seem to be, you know, on the downtrend from them either. They still want to peak, they still want to get those kills. Sure, it falls into the way we've seen them play, which is get in there, get heads, and get the win. But when you're playing against a team like Extremists, who is waiting for you to make your mistakes, you want to lessen those peaks, especially ones when you're in the advantage. Meanwhile, Z-Panda is going to find Levi. Vortex has been downed as well, but looks like that was a Valkyrie down below who got the down onto the IQ, but there was cover. As Snapper One Candy's taking some damage as well. He's going to fall back, and that's all the way from tower. That is Round with a long angle peak, taking out the second defender from DF, and that was another thing that DF needs to sort of work on, their early game positioning. As Round's going to find one more. He got that out of the Maverick hole, I think, actually. Tsukushima Goat, yep, there we go. He's right at the tower bend, falling to the Nomad, as the Demon's Force have lost bodies, this time to peaks again that they shouldn't have made. They shouldn't have exposed their heads in these situations. It has cost them 3 bodies this round. At least that's what it looks like for the time being. Notorious trying to go for a peek while the flashbangs were thrown. He's going to be flashed out of his mind, but he's going to be safe for the fact that the breach has not happened yet from the side of Extremists. Interestingly enough, Extremists are taking their sweet time getting into sight, which is going to allow Cobra and Notorious to, you know, regroup and retaliate if they are able to, of course, as more flashbangs are coming off towards the trophy entryway. Notorious, his shield is going to get blown wide open, and his cover is exposed, but he has... well done to him, you know, just reinforced off tower, but there goes Malusi from inside his sight. So many bodies being dropped as Notorious has got the drop on one, but there's the Dorm's window repel from Gypsy, as Extremists will take a flawless round on round 6. Second floor Dorms goes to them. And just like we said, ladies and gentlemen, Demon's Force making those peaks not at all advised. We'll see that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay. They need to curb it down, especially when they're on defense. But, of course, things are about to change since it is round 7, meaning Demon's Force are now on the attack, the side that we know that they are most feared for. And Extremists are going to be the ones facing that attack as round 7 is going to be underway.
Honestly, I've got to give it to Extremists. A really good round from them. Not only did they get map control, but they got frags while doing it. So they were very methodical this time around, very structured, and the fact that they could read into what Demon's Force has been trying to do. We did see somebody always stationed up on the side of Armory. There was a good flank watch from the side of Round, especially. Kudos to him. He's definitely being that impactful player for his team right now, at least in this match. He's making sure he's bringing out the essential stuff that his team needs, you know. It can be in the frag farm, it can be in the support, it also can be in the nomad charges that he brought on board. But right now, it's going to be the smoke canisters on defense. That being said, Round has amassed himself 10 kills so far in the lobby, highest kill so far. But there's something else that Extremist will have to worry about, and that's going to be the Fukushima Goats Choo Choo Train and Sniper One Candy's Blackbeard. We don't see Snow playing today, and that's why I don't see the Finca being operated, or else that would have been the perfect trio. You know, the terrible trio, as quite literally actually. And that out of the way, oops, I happened to drop my mic.
Oh dear. Well, that's a
back.
little unfortunate.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, now I understand how you feel, Blackjack, when you drop your mic. Yeah.
This thing's heavy, what do I say?
Well, that out of the way, we've got ourselves a nice big tower rappel. This is a good angle. We've seen so many people employ this, and to get yourselves a nice angle inside Kate Storms, you know, you want that kind of, I would say, insurance, just in case any defender tries to get a little cocky. You can make sure you get them out. Vortex will be meeting the rage of the Blitz any moment now, as he'll be having his life flashing in front of him. Unless it's the Blackbeard. Oh, he gets that kill! And with a headshot, a nice kill from the side of Vortex. I was not expecting that, honestly. The moment I saw the Blackbeard turning towards him, I was like, alright, it's gonna be Vortex, it's gonna be the Jaeger who's gonna take the fall, but no. It will be the man to survive, and more importantly, very daringly so, is gonna go for the rotate back on the side from small towers. Notorious takes some damage, and Cobra is gonna get eliminated from Gypsy. So Kashima Goat, not the best position. He gets a frag. That's a kill onto Vortex, long due. But here's the refrag right back in from Gypsy. A life is lost, but the refrag is claimed. Levi takes the frag. Meanwhile, it's gonna be on round. A 3 vs 2 is re-established back at Notorious and Levi. That's all that is left from the side of the attack. And it looks like Demon's Force is not looking strong for the first round. Going ahead in round 7, but they've still got time. They've still got a minute left, and anything could happen. Levi will be making his push on the side of the White Stars. We've got Notorious still on the drones. I don't blame him. You want that information. There you go. The goal is going to get spotted out. There's going to be Z Panda. Got so many open angles to worry about. And more importantly, it's going to be Levi who will be making the plays here, because he's pushing up from the side of White Stairs. Positions being given away as the gadgets come alive from the side of the defenders, as Levi is really in a difficult spot right now. But Notorious is going to get that frag on the Goyo. That's an easy one for the man. He gets a double. That's the Melusi taken down. It's all out of Gypsy. He's the only one alive. It's a 1 vs 1, and he gets it. Extremis Esports, what are you guys having for breakfast? Because that was an amazing round, coming down to making sure that you break down every single bit of the attack from the side of Demon's Force, and they'll be taking the advantage onto round 8. We'll be taking a quick look at that in the ACT 5 minutes instant replay. Look at that. The trade-off game that we got to see was just not enough. It was Gypsy in the end to survive, and he made sure that his team survives as well. Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick sip of water as Blackjack, take it away.
Yeah, I think a quick sip of water is definitely required. Stay hydrated out there, folks. It is definitely a warm day, at least where I'm living. So, yeah, hydration, important. Anyway, coming back to the point at hand, 4-3 is the scoreline between both these teams, and we can see even now the only one to hit double digits in terms of kills is Round. 10 to the man going into roll stop. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to secure any more in this last round, but of course that's just one round, and things can turn around very quickly indeed. Demon's Force, on the other hand, while their attack left a lot to be desired, something has to be said of Notorious right towards the end. Forced in a 1v3 situation, he got 2, had the down on 1 at the very least, and tried to go for the Wamai. Unfortunately, Wamai played it very well and just hung back, knowing that he didn't have to peek, and all he had to do was wait for Notorious to pre-fire away to glory and peek when he felt like he could get the kill. He did it, and he got it, and gave his team yet another round. Those 1v1s are very important, mind you. They are big morale boosters going into the rest of this match, because Extremists will need every single win that they can get against Demon's Force. Like we've seen, their coordination hasn't exactly been, absolutely amazing, but it hasn't been terrible either. Today especially, they've been doing the best they can, and they've been dropping bodies wherever possible. That's definitely worked out in their favor. A sniper on Candy is going to be called into question right now. At least his first shield has been damaged up quite a bit. The Blackbeard being in play once again, but Tsukishima Goat has dropped out of the Blitz and into the Zofia. So no more Blitz plays from Senpai today, at least for now, as Sniper is going to switch out into his more solid-looking shield for the time being. Maverick in the meanwhile is going to be the one trying to get a breach into sight. Done so many shields from the side of Extremists. They know that all they have to do is try and delay Demon's Force as much as possible. Force them into peeking, as Gypsy's going to take a bit of damage with that grenade. Didn't exactly do too much for the side of the attack. Demon's Force, once again, their attack is being called into question. Extremists, they've come very much prepared today. They've been doing well so far. Levi looks like he's going to go for the half-wall trick from the Maverick, as the C4 from Gypsy was aimed in the wrong direction. Unfortunately, some breaches are going to go off in the meanwhile from the Ace towards that inner blue bunker wall facing laundry supplies. That line of sight and that entryway being blown wide open might just be exactly what Demon's Force needs right now, as another C4 will miss, unfortunately, but Levi's going to be down in the meanwhile. Blackbeard's shield goes down, and so does the Blackbeard himself, as bodies are dropping all over the place. Sniper and Levi have fallen, but Cobra's going to be here to find one. That's Z Panda off the board. 4v3, and Extremists are once again looking pretty solid. The push from Blue Bunker into Pillars has not quite worked out for Demon's Force so far. They've still got 50 seconds and they can still make this work, but they need to establish their cross angles and they need to establish their entryway, as Tsukishima finds one, but Notorious goes down, and so does Tsukishima, and so does... Wait a minute, is that an electric law kill from Cobra? Looks like it is. That's very unfortunate right there. The Ace, oh, he hugged that wall a little too tight, and he was unfortunately taken out by the electric shock of the Kaid, as we'll see that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, the late round push that is. Like I said, the push from Blue Bunker into Pillars took too long. They lost too many bodies to the defensive hold of Extremists, who are just trying to force Demas into those funnel points. And it's worked for 2 rounds so far. Will it work any more from this one onwards? We're heading to Meeting Hall and Kitchen in round 9, and this one's gonna be pretty interesting.
Is that a Frost I see Z Panda bringing out for Meeting Hall and Kitchen? That might as well be the play. Honestly, it is a good pick for a team like Demon's Force. They don't really like to check their corners, They wouldn't necessarily be watching beneath them. They could walk away with maybe with at least 1 down or 1 kill off of the Frost mat. Honestly, that's definitely a possibility. I'm not even saying that it's a bad pick at this point. Extremist Esports has definitely come prepared. I can say it from the way that they've been playing this round. And more importantly, it's just that everything that they've been doing has served a purpose. Just the way they happen to go down to sites, the operator picks, the kind of setup that they exhibit. Good stuff. Great stuff. I'm highly impressed from what Extremist Esports has brought on board today. It's just very visible that they've actually put in a lot of work into making this match surgically targeted, I'd say, fight against Demon's Force. As I can see that very clearly, that everything that they're doing, every action is in fact in that direction to counter whatever Demon's Force usually does. But yeah, that out of the way, we've got Tsukishima going for the Zofia, but somebody else will be down already. That's exactly what I was talking about. Exactly what I was talking about. Could walk away with a possible down as well, but Levi is gonna get that revive in, but that's already enough damage done. You've not even picked up a gunfight, and you've already got Notorious on 10-ish HP, 20-ish HP. I'm not sure how much damage the mat does, I'm sorry. But yeah, obviously it's 20 HP because the down and the revive is standard stuff. That out of the way, we do have Notorious feeling a little sad right now, I'm sure. I mean, grappling into Armory and getting stuck in a Frost man. And that the Frost wasn't 6-pick either. So he must be feeling a little off in terms of how his spacing is. But hey, it's going to be the push from Sniper on Candy. And that is enough, I guess. No, Vortex Mule is going to get a frag, and Notorious takes the fall onto another Frost mat. Amazing, Notorious. That's great stuff. Will he get revived again is the real question this time around. Notorious, come on, my man. How many Frost mats are you planning to go? That's 2 out of the 3 mats that the Frost has, and both of them have been triggered by Notorious. Finally going to get him revived, and it's still a 4 versus 5 people, mind you. And the side is downstairs, and the defense is looking awfully strong. They want to take this to match point. Will we be able to do that or not? Is the real question. Push up is in, but here's Vortex. He's going to take the fall instead. A very ill-advised peek. Levi is going to take that frag. We've still got somebody playing awfully close to that door. Levi takes some damage by himself. And here's the Frost to act up and take his position. A 4 versus 3. And we are back with 40 seconds on the clock. Cobra still above, along with Notorious on the side of Attic. And kids, you got Tsukushima Goat getting some late run intel for making this push happen, as Demon's Force looking very, very off balance. And this might as well be Extremis Esports going to match point. Will we see that or not is the real question. Push up is in, but there's I'm not sure who that is, honestly. That is Gypsy, I think. Yeah, that was round, and Gypsy is actually above. He might get this frag. Is that a one-tap from him? No, that's just a spray. And that's the diffuser drop. No plant is going to go down. The diffuser is in Attic. It's all under the frag game that Tsukushima Goat and Notorious has to bring. But at what cost? They know that they don't have the diffuser. Round gets a frag. It's all under Notorious. And he won't go down to a Frost mat, but he'll go down to Psycho's gun. And that's going to be Extremis Esports taking match point, people. A poor performance from the side of Demon's Force in this round, but more importantly, it was Extremis Esports not giving them a moment to breathe. Amazing stuff from the defensive team that is now, as we'll be proceeding to the next round with the scoreline 6-3 in the favor of Extremis, and they sit 1 round away from sealing the deal on this match.
Oh boy, I would have never thought in all of my days of casting, ladies and gentlemen, that we would see a Frost not only work out that well, but put Notorious through his paces right there. As, all right, we were about to go into a rehouse, but Cobra managed to get back in time. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen. But the thing I was just about to talk about was the fact that the side of Extremis brought out the Frost and even managed to get the 1-2 Shinbreaker combo, as I like to call it, because those Frost mats, oh boy, I'm not sure exactly how hard they hit, just like Foxy said, but they definitely do hit hard enough to down Notorious twice. That, oh boy, he's gonna have to be very careful. They don't have the Frost this time around on second floor dorms going back to this site, but Demon's Force, yeah, I mean, I remember seeing a graph a couple days ago, actually, about Frost being played in Rainbow Six, right? And it is kind of funny that you get to see the higher you go in ranks, the less and less Frost is played, but the more she gets people in her traps, which is rather odd. It's sort of like an inverse graph, if you will, but that right there kind of proves the point. Notorious wasn't really watching for that second mat. Either that or he really didn't expect one to be just sitting out in the open inside of tower. Well, speculation aside, well done from Extremis Esports. Just like we've been saying this entire time, ladies and gentlemen, Extremis have done very well against Demon's Force today. They have done their homework, they've come very prepared, and they have been taking round after round, especially on the defense. As right now, well, the results of that are clear for all to see. It is 6-3 in their favor. Demon's Force have been pushed down to a 3-round deficit and are playing against a match point team. And that's a very good angle being played there by Z Panda, right? On Trophy, but he's got a slightly long-ish angle towards the armory window, just in case anybody tries to rappel there to flush him out. They don't have it reinforced. They've got an angle opened instead. is these sorts of small details that Extremists has put into their hard work that has worked out in their favor, and that is what we've seen. But unfortunately, Demon's Force on the attack today is not quite the fearsome force that we have come to see over the course of the many months of the leagues, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meanwhile, we've got a Thermite Breach coming out. Thermite's being played by Snapper on Candy, interestingly enough. Who's going to make a breach onto Bedroom? Z Panda, in the meanwhile, has fallen down onto Meeting. That's an interesting play right there, as he will... not Meeting, excuse me, Kitchen, but Tsukishima Goat's Claymore. Oh, that's the end of that right there. Z Panda will fall, and that is a Claymore, but Cobra's been down in the meanwhile. Where is that? That is outside a tower. Don't tell me he fell. Oh, he fell. He definitely fell. That's unfortunate. Tsukishima Goat's going to have to haul his way there and get the revive off, as Snapper and Candy's going to find Vortex in the meanwhile. Looks like Demon's Force are fighting back and fighting back hard, as it's going to be a little bit of a retake situation from Psycho coming up the white stairs right now. Damage is being done. Shots are being fired. As Levi still hasn't made the entry into sight. Notorious is going to find Psycho in the meanwhile. And there goes the Wamai. It's all down to the last defender standing. Smoke inside of Attic, and he will go down. Levi takes the kill, and Demon's Force will take a flawless round 10, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful round coming out from DF on what could have otherwise been the final round of the game. They will keep themselves alive, as we'll see that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, as it is 6-4 still in favor of Extremists, who are still just one round away from finishing off this game.
That is so true. A good round finally for the side of Demon's Force. But hey, it's Extremists who sits on match point, so all they have to do is just get one round in. And honestly, the last round was a little textbook stuff of Extremists, what they happen to do. Whenever they get an advantage, they take it a little too easy on themselves, and that's what we saw happen. Going for the runouts and whatnot, early peaks. We saw the Goyo and the Jaeger, who happened to go for a roam and a deep roam. In fact, the Jaeger was all the way downstairs, while the Goyo was playing in the side of kitchen and Meeting. So, very weird emphasis in terms of how kids doms is, you just happen to hold that out. But hey, got ourselves a nice match here. That's I'm really enjoying this one, because the way I happen to see this match go, just knowing for the fact that Extremists as well likes to play on frags, right? You know, it's this is not the scoreline I was expecting to see, and I'm very surprised to see that, and more importantly, very weirdly happy as well, just because this match is so exciting. You know, it is a good start to the Division 1 play day, I'll give it that. But I'm sure we are in for a whole lot more siege action coming tonight. We've got so many more teams coming up, people, that's right. But we'll talk about that a little later after this match, as it looks like it might as well be a quick end to this match as Extremists wants it to be. Unless, of course, Demon's Force wants to bring out something out of their trick book. Sniper on Candy, he's going to be playing the Thermite, while Cobra will be on the Blackbeard. Interestingly so, Tsukishima goes across the Zofia once again. Oh, he's taking shots from Z Panda. He's got to be careful about this. Z Panda's got to be careful about that as well. He's not essentially the best fight you want to pick with the holographic, honestly. But hey, the push is still happening, and it's happening in a very good fashion from the side of the attack. Gypsy, I think he's trying to get the hatch. Yeah, that's right. That was for the hatch. That was intended for the hatch. But there's nobody who is on it, so it's not going to be a huge point of contest for the man. As the push will be coming in from Cobra. Look at that. He's actually all the way on the back stairs. Going to find the Vermai speed, but that's the Melusi speed rather. It's not enough to put something major out. Z Panda flash out of his brain, and he's just used his C4 as well on the back stairs. Not do a whole lot. Tsukushima Go does take some damage, but that's all the way on side of blue bunkers. Gypsy meanwhile finds a frag. Zofia making the push. She knows exactly where the Goyo is playing, and you don't want to be picking this fight. The vector so close range. Still, it'll be the Goyo going for that peak. Notorious, he's still holding this down. Meanwhile, Vortex drops another body. As like I said, this might as well be that one round where you could convert this. No, pre-fire comes in, and the Goyo is gonna get obliterated, people. You got Vortex on the double kill though. He's gonna make sure that, oh, Tsukushima got almost finding the booty shot on the Melusi. He's finally gonna do that. Psycho is gonna take that fall. Not sure where she was invested in. And Vortex on the triple. The man has popped off. He's got the diffuser in hand. That's why he's very comfortable holding this angle for himself. But it's Tsukushima Go pushing him. Vortex knows that. Taking so many shots. Oh boy, oh my god. That was Vortex kill finally to take though. And he will do that. Both of them missing a little too many of their shots, as that was the end, a very comical end to the round, to the match rather, people. And like I said, Extremis Esports, a very dominating performance and a very nice performance when it comes to a map like Oregon. They'll be the winners on this. 7-4 is going to be the scoreline. And hey, that was just amazing. That was a nice match.
That was indeed a pretty nice game coming out from both teams right there. Demon's Force unexpectedly a little weaker than usual, although one can't really say too much after the recent close qualifiers weekend. They might be a little tired. They might need to take a break. And Extremis Esports, in the meanwhile, they came out strong today, doing their homework on Demon's Force and shutting them down on all possible corners, as they are going to walk away with Oregon in their pockets. Extremis Esports, excuse me right there. I sometimes get confused. There's another team, Exterminate, in Div 3. And their names roll off the tongue for me pretty similarly. I do apologize for that. But Extremis Esports 7-4 on Oregon, shutting down Demon's Force not only on the defense, but also on the attack. Demon's Force's attack, like we've seen time and time again, is one to be feared. But today, it will not for Extremis Esports. Very well done to them. And on the defense, they, like I said, they forced Demon's Force to make those mistakes. They forced them to push in, and they forced them into those choke points where they could just take hold. And it happened twice in the match, once from Demon's Force's defense and once from Extremis, that the diffuser was dropped in an odd angle, and the defenders were the ones to take advantage of it. It actually happened in meeting room, of all places, for the side of Extremis, as Gypsy on the Kaid was up on Attic, and he was the one to take the kill onto the Hibana, who, just like I said, had the diffuser. That round would have been Demon's Forces if not for that, but it wasn't to be, at least today. With all that being said, we'll be taking a look at the highlights of the game in Relive the Moment right here, ladies and gentlemen, as we'll go into that right now. Rounds 1 through 11, as it was a match filled with a lot of action and a lot of potential for both sides. Levi, in round 1, we saw this from him, nearly got a 1v4 in the post plant, and this is something that Extremis has to work on their late round holds when they're attacking, especially post plant, because they went post plant twice on rounds 1 and 2, and in the second round they had a rush plant done and dusted. But unfortunately, it was not to be for them, as Notorious made sure of that. Still not sure what Z Panda was looking at, mind you. Look at him, like, Notorious isn't even hiding it, but Z Panda's still committing to watching the rotate. I mean, I gotta give the man credit. That takes dedication, but even then, it's not exactly where you want to channel all your focus, my guy. Anyway, small nitpicks aside, once again, early rounds for the side of Exterminate's attack, Extremis' attack, excuse me. Not exactly the best. Again, their coordination could use some work. The way they get their intel could use some work, but they were definitely pulling through on a lot more situations than we've seen them do so far. Mind you, before this game, before the start of today, Demon's Force was on third, having won 3 and lost 2 in the table, while the side of Extremis were just a couple spots below 2-2 in their win-loss. So, having won this game, it puts Extremis in a better position. Demon's Force, unfortunately, are looking a little bit more precarious right now, and they're gonna need to win their upcoming games if they want to, just make sure to stay in Division 1 and not get relegated. It could still happen, mind you. We may only have a day and a half of games left for Div 1 this season, but it could still happen. This one, another very interesting round from the side of Extremis Esports, because this one was weird. Maverick still in blue bunker, making lines of sight, 10 seconds remaining. Questionable. It didn't quite work out either. But then we had round 6. This one went the way of Extremis' attack, which was once again very smooth, very well done. It was coordinated, and taking out the defenders one by one was what they really needed. There was a bit of a body drop right towards the end, but it was a flawless round from the side of Extremis.
Hey, like I said, Blackjack, we did get to see a whole lot from Extremis this time around, but I think it's just the pressure getting to Demon's Force, just not able to perform when it was necessary. Extremists, though, they did not give up. Not one round. Every single time that they happened to play, it was just them bringing out the best, except for a few rounds, though. Honestly, Extremists, every single time they happened to gain advantage, it felt like that they're throwing the next round, just for a quick, brief second with the plays that they happen to bring out. Speaking of the round in hand, that is, in fact, round 9, we did see the push-up from Tsukushima God, and this was a good cleanup, and it was a quick cleanup, more importantly. The crossfires and that a little funny bit in the end with the Kaid going down. But hey, speaking of Kaid plays, Gypsy with that spray kill and the diffuser drop in the attic, really good stuff. More importantly, it was the diffuser drop, so yeah, this was a done deal and a secured round. Not forgetting the fact that Notorious happened to find himself in a double bear trap, sadly so. But hey, that was that, and this is this 6-3, and this is exactly where we did see Extremis Esports throw their match, like I was talking about. This was a very huge throw in terms of how they played so far. No disrespect to them, honestly. Every other round they were so composed and very tidy in terms of what they were trying to do. Everything was clean, and this round was a little too messy. Honestly, it did look a little off balance, but hey, this one, Vortex, that amazing stuff from him. The one-man show got himself a quad kill towards the end there, securing the victory for Extremis Esports, and that stuff that we all love to watch, and that's why we are here. So good stuff in the end from both the teams, but it was indeed Extremis Esports walked away with the victory, and I congratulate them for that. They definitely will be having a very good week 3 for themselves and putting themselves up on the leaderboard, and I expect more. I expect to see more from them going ahead, and week 3 is definitely going to turn into a slaughterhouse based off all the teams who are trying to escape the relegations into Division 2. It's going to be huge. Blackjack, any closing thoughts before we actually happen to announce the sad news that is for you guys? But I think I'll leave that to Blackjack.
Throwing me under the bus, hey Foxy, I respect that. Anyway, coming back to the point at hand, indeed, the side of Extremists did their homework, they came out strong, and they took the game very well in their favor. Just like you said, there needs to be a little bit more of a cleanup, their coordination needs a little bit more work, a little bit more polishing. They're a little rough around the edges, but if they keep this up, then who knows, by the end of the league, 5 months from now, we might see a new team being crowned the champions of the region. I say that in high hopes, of course. Things could change, they could not. That's the beauty of the competitive scene in South Asia. With all that being said, the sad news we were talking about was the fact that we had another game right here, right now, Batrap Esports versus Kira. But if you notice what I said right there, we had a game. Unfortunately, BTE have chosen to forfeit their games due to an unavailability of players today. Very sad news, very unfortunate. Kira Esports, well, they'll get a win and they'll walk away today scot-free. But that's not the end of it all, as we'll be coming back a little bit later towards the night, admittedly, with 2 back-to-back games of majors teams, ladies and gentlemen. Team L2K will be taking on Monka S, and then L2K will come back after a short break, and they'll be fighting Extremis Esports. That will be a big game. I see you rubbing your hands right there, Foxy. I am too, just under the desk, as it will be a fantastic match coming out later at night, ladies and gentlemen. With all that being said, we will see you there as we finish off. Also, giggling at our own jokes. Anyway, coming back to the point at hand.
Yes.
That has been it from myself, Blackjack, and my co-host Foxy, as we will see you a little bit later at night with those 2 very, very big games. Stay tuned.